What's up, guys? It's KingDaddyDMAC, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft here in the Hermitcraft Server today. Oh yeah, and first order of business. We got a little kitty cat last episode. Ooh, so cute, so cute. And I was asking you guys what I should do for a name. Got a lot of really good suggestions. And in the end, I think I'm going to end up going with Shadow just because he's my little shadow and he follows me wherever I go. As annoying as that may be. But I think it works and I'm not going to overthink it. But yes, welcome and hello Shadow. Also, let's take a look. Last time we're starting to build up another village, and the important part of this was we wanted to get all the villagers far enough away so it wouldn't obstruct our current golem farms. Now, I wanted to do this also so I could have a village close by. It's semi-natural. I guess it's not natural at all, but a real village, something fun. And that way I can remove this ugly eyesore that I spent a whole episode building way back in the beginning. We only have one last villager to move, which is the guy in that breeding cell. I'm going to move him to a new breeding cell. Actually, we have a couple in there, so I don't know. I don't know. We may be moving a couple. I'll probably do that off camera, but I want to build... Hey, chicken. I want to build a little tree house, and we'll talk a little bit about the breeding mechanics of the infinite loop, just briefly, and then I want to get down to business. Anyway, look at this! So freaking amazing. Just awesome. Keralis came by, our good bow buddy, and built these super sweet, modern village houses, which, A, fits into the whole desert jungle look so well. Oh my goodness. And put in these nice paths. I don't know how he does it. He just whips this up out of nowhere. Just boom, boom, boom. Even got a little furnace and crafting table, torches. I freaking love this. And I mean, he just whips this out of nowhere. Me doing this, just like planning it, like look at this. Just these little design things, like really, this is incredible. Then it looks like he probably did some bone meal. I mean, this guy is just amazing. You know, where certain things just come simple to me with like mob traps and whatnot. This is my attempt at like 20 minutes of making a house. And it just, you know, it doesn't look god-awful, but yeah, it does. It's god-awful. You know? And it's just like, I don't know how he does it. I don't know, like, if it's just because he's done it so much it comes easy, but I mean, he's definitely very artistic. Something I just lack. Oh my goodness. But I really like this. He'd made a couple of them, and I want to have this village have, you know, different looking houses, so it's not cookie cutter, all the same, but this is very sweet. And he was a little concerned when I was watching his video because he went a little bit further than the original boundaries I had set. And as I said, it's got to be 65 blocks away. So right here, if we go ahead and hit F3, you'll see our, I think it's the Z on this one, is going around here. So really quick, if I do that, we need to be 65 blocks away, so our thing has to be exactly, since we're counting down, that's 65 blocks, so it's got to be at 600 or less. So in going back, let's find out if it's going to obstruct our farms. I have a feeling it's not. Yeah, so we're already at 600, so we actually had quite a bit of room to spare. That is plenty far away. And thank you so much, Keralis. You are welcome over here to help me with building any time you please. And I will just give you all the riches you want. Whether it be iron or freaking anything. He is just amazingly awesome. Alright, so I'm going to set up a track. Actually, first I'm going to go build a little place for him to end up. So why don't I do that? And I will meet you back. Okay, really quick, before I get started, let me just sort of plan it out with you. First looking at resources, and I don't want to waste too much time doing this. Looks like jungle wood, looks like Keralis. I had a whole bunch of the birch, but it looks like he went through most of that. Of course, I'm not complaining in the least. I'm so happy about what he did. But we'll go ahead and just use jungle wood. Why not? Since we're doing a jungle tree, gonna need to make some doors, and we need at least 6. I'm gonna try and do this actually with just 6. I know that should be the minimum that you need to start the breeding loop. Anywho, probably I want to have it fairly centralized. I think I'm gonna do it based off of maybe this tree right here in the middle. This had burnt down last time, if you remember. We had a thunderstorm, and this whole jungle just went up in flames. Actually, he has a path going here. So maybe I should shift it over just a tad to like this area right here. That's kind of a good open area. Actually, I like that a lot. And I'm going to actually make this kind of like a tree house so that we can go up there too. So let's get out our little shears. Let's start to shear this up a bit. Get enough room to start building. Alright, so just to start off with, I want to make this look like a real tree, kind of. So, with just a maybe 1 center in should we have for now? So I guess we can do it like right here. And it will just go around like that maybe? No, maybe I want it a little wider. I probably don't have enough wood. So I guess for now we're just going to do it like that. And then this is going to go up. And then once it gets to 3 high, that will cover over. So I'm going to build a false tree up like this. And I got to fix that 1. As long as we get this 5 above everything else, that's high enough, but I'm going to go a little bit higher. So let me build this up a ways, and I'll meet you guys back. Alright guys, just a little progress update. So far, got the tracks all in place. They're going to come through here. I ended up making the tree a little bit bigger, so that you can see right there. It ends up being a 3x3 coming up, and that way I can maybe fit some more neat stuff. Maybe it's like a secret door, secret entrance into here, something like that, something neat so we can hide also maybe chests and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, we have in here our 6 doors, and I have right here power tracks so that when a villager comes around here, the cart will stop, and then by having this block right back here, when I repower this track, it will shoot off, and that way we can have the track go and then either go up or down 5 or 6 blocks, and then it should cut off the breeding loop. So, anywho, why don't we get our first villager over? Now, of course, for the door, you gotta have the blocks above it for the sunlight. And then we can have pretty much all open walls. I could take this out. As far as getting it looking prettier, we'll probably put leaves and different stuff around it to kind of disguise the cell, and then build the tree up further. I'm just running low on resources, and I don't want to take too long doing that. So, let's get back here now. I'm probably just going to kill the guy that's in the breeding loop over here. As far as that one in there, just because it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt. I already have a track set up. And this guy right here. So let's go ahead. I'll just use these leaves to stand on. And let's see if we can scoop this guy up. Hopefully he won't be a pain in the butt. Come on, buddy. Yes, got him. Gotcha. Do I have any silk touch on me? Ooh, I did not even realize. Love how you can use shovels too. Alright, shovel off. Gonna have to give him a couple boosts. It's kind of laggy right now. Look at that. It's really weird how the minecart's looking. Alright. So I think he's just gonna end up staying in the minecart. And by the way, we're using 1.4.5 now. We recently, everybody had the update. It wasn't a snapshot or anything like that. And I guess there's a few other bugs, but for the most part, it seems pretty good. How are you doing, buddy? You happy? Is that all good for you? I'm kind of curious. When a guy's in a minecart, are they considered to be... I'm going to move them over a little bit. Are they considered to be on this block here? Or are they a little bit higher, like they're on a half slab? Because visually, his head goes through the roof. I really don't know. That would be kind of interesting to find out. I'm pretty sure he's probably considered on this block here, though. But anyway, that breeding loop should be in effect. Sometimes it takes a little while for these guys to start recognizing them. But it's also a possibility I built that too far away. That I don't think. I'm pretty sure it can work from that far, but I guess we'll find out if these guys get very lovey. Let me just make sure. I hope there's nothing above obstructing the sunlight there. Come on. Oh, yes! See, look at... Now, it's still a possibility just because I added in more doors that they'd get lovey. So I'm going to have to wait until there's more than one villager per every 3 doors to be sure. And of course, that's why you need 6 up there. 6 doors for that to work, because one villager, as soon as if there's 3 doors, that's good enough for the one villager. Once there's 6, he should want to always breed. So once again, it may take a little bit of time, but I'm going to cut out. And once I start seeing confirmation that this is working... Oh, look at him. But you're not interested. What's wrong with you? What do you have for trade? Written book. Alright, guys, so I will check back with you in a few. Woohoo! Got our first 2 little baby villagers. Baby Papa Doc. I always call him Doctor. Baby Librarian and a baby Priest. Very, very cool. So it's still a possibility that could be because of the new doors I put in. But that would be pretty unlikely, pretty coincidental if that actually was the case. So I'm going to keep on AFKing here until we get at least probably 2 more until I am convinced. Alright, so while I'm waiting on those guys to breed up, because it does take some time for them to actually grow into an adult and everything of the such, why don't we start to tear all these guys out so that we can actually start to expand our base. That was actually the main, I guess, reasoning behind. I needed to make sure that I had a backup of villagers in case these guys ran out, but I needed them far enough away, and this just was not smart in the first place for me to even put here. So the guy in here, he may or may not die. I don't know. It's no biggie if he does, although it would be nice to keep him. I wonder what he has for trade anyway. He had redstone, but it's still a pretty rip-off. I think you can get up to 4. Ooh. I forgot about this chest. Had a whole lot of doors left over still. That would have been nice to know before I wasted a whole bunch of wood. We really need to start to set up a tree farm. There's a lot of beginner stuff that when I joined the server, I just kind of... I don't know, I wanted to catch up with everyone else. So I just got straight to work and skipped out. Skipped out on a lot of the things that you're supposed to do when you start off a new world. Even though it's not a new world, but you know what I mean. So I got the first big project, I guess, more or less done with the Golem farm. Now I think we're going to probably cut back to some of the stuff that I missed. We're going to need to get a better looking, probably semi-auto farm for your potatoes, carrots, wheat. We need to bring over some good passive mobs for food, like cows, sheep, pigs, mushrooms. So we'll probably spend the next couple episodes doing those beginner type stuff and try and have some fun new designs there. And of course I'm going to be doing a lot of expanding on my base. I'm still not positive how I want to do it. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. Usually it's something that just progresses over time and I figure out what I want. Is there a block underneath this guy still? Oop. Yep. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so I got the chests. That's good. Let's set these over here, I guess, and I can start dumping stuff in them. Anywho, what should we do? So that guy, I don't even know what happened to him. I think he ran off. Let's empty out all this stuff. And then I might, if there's a couple villagers that are easy to get, there's also, I just realized I had my backup set right here. And those were completely safe no matter what. No mobs could spawn in there to get them. So just if worst came to worst, I wouldn't have to resort to going all the way back to that way far away farm, which we haven't checked on in a long time. I'm curious if that's still existent or not. Look at them bouncy blocks. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Alright, let's get this all taken apart. Oh man, I can't believe I spent all that time building these just to rip them apart. But they were, a lot of people didn't really like the way they looked. So, and I think Keralis has got me motivated to really focus on doing better building. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling while I'm just doing busy work. And we will cut back once we find out whether those guys continue to breed. Oh, that's funny. That's where he went. Because these guys, because I put in iron doors, they're not considered houses. Poor little guy ran over to the iron golem farm, thinking that he could take cover, but he's going to end up dying tonight. So why don't we just put him out of his misery? Farewell. Alright, so you're all done with. Oh my goodness, what the heck is this? All these random holes I gotta fill up in my desert. I don't know where they came from. Somebody's been down here, probably me. Alright, so it's raining right now, which is so annoying. I hate when it rains while I'm recording. Anyway, running into a few frustrations. First of all, I don't think there's been much of any more breeding after those two little guys grew up. So we have 2, 4, 6, about 7 of them. Now, it's still, I'm not sure about as far as the distance away that they have to be. They should recognize each other with this breeding cell, but I think we're going to do something else quickly to help this sort of better test it as we go along. I always run into problems when doing this. I covered this bad boy up with leaves because this little annoying guy, yeah, I'm talking about you. You know it. I guess I thought that this was changed, but I guess when the chunks unload, or I log out and log back in, he'll hop out of the cart. So he was starting to get out and run all around. Say what's up to Jess. Run all around, run up and down the track. So I covered this up with leaves. Now, the leaves shouldn't affect anything because they're translucent blocks. But that I'm also not positive about. I've never really tested out breeding cells with leaves before. But just to be sure, what we're going to do, and I've been meaning to do this anyway, I did this for top mass. We're going to set up 2 other little cells that have to be 5 blocks below this, and have some guys in there, and they're going to be breeding, and then once the population in that gets too big, it'll start to dump guys out. So I think I'm going to get working on that, and I'll sort of explain it a little bit better once we have one built. But, yeah. Why do you guys have to be so annoying to work with? Alright, so I finished building this other little cell, and basically how this is going to work, I did this for top mass, and was something that I came up a long time ago thinking of a solution for how do I keep a certain number of villagers in one area that's safe, and then only have the excess ones get pushed off into the general population. Now normally if you have an area like this, doesn't matter what the height is off the ground or anything, villagers, if there's a hole to get out, they're going to eventually all find their way out, all fall out, and you will have an empty cell, which is not what you want. So just by putting up a couple of signs here, which is so that I can set water in, it's going to force a certain number of villagers to stay in here. If they try and walk this way, they're always going to get pushed back by the water, and they're never by themselves going to be able to make it out the hole. But once the population in this area, which by the way, because it's all glass, no mobs can ever spawn, and once we cover it up with a roof, they'll be 100% safe from sieges or anything else like that. Once this population gets large enough, their collision boxes are going to push against each other and eventually force them out into the general population. So that fixes that little problem that a lot of people seem to have. And let's just hop out here. And I just want to also really quickly brush over villager breeding. I keep on talking about 5 blocks below or 5 blocks above or blah, blah, blah. Basically how this whole setup works is for each villager, like this guy in here, the game is going to be searching for available houses. If there's enough available houses, which is over 3 per villager, it's going to then make this guy want to breed, get all the hearts above him, get all lovey-dovey. Now, the game, it's kind of weird how it works, but it's going to be searching in the X and Z position, which is the horizontal position. It's going to be searching out real far. However, it's only going to be looking 5 below or 5 above for other available houses. So basically, if at this level right here, there's only one guy by all those houses, he is never going to be able to breed, of course, because he's by himself, and he is going to be forever being horny, want to breed with someone else. Now, when we put villagers down here, because they're 5 or below, they're never going to register the houses up here, but they're going to register just that that guy wants to breed. So they're going to go ahead, and since they both are trying to breed with him, they'll eventually breed with each other, have a baby, and eventually all fall out. Now, no matter what the population is here, it's never going to register with those houses there. So this guy up here is always forever going to want to breed, since he's the only one close enough to the houses to register them. So it's kind of a half-assed explanation. Hopefully you guys understood from that. I've actually tried saying that several times, and it's kind of keep on twisting on my words. But anyway, let's get these last 2 guys that are over here in our safety position and get them transferred over, and we should be 100% all set and be able to test out what little problem we're having with the breeding loop at the moment. So I will cut back in a moment once they're all set to be pushed over. Alright, so we should be all set here. Let's see if we can't get them over. Go. And no, don't trade. Go. Go. Hurry. Alright, let's fly up here. I gotta make sure to follow them over because they might hop out of their cart if they get too far away into an unloaded chunk. Move it, buddy. Let's hope I didn't forget one of the minecart tracks somewhere along the line. Alright, we see the other guy going. Hopefully they'll dump out in the right place. Oh man. Alright. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, so let's get these guys out of the carts. Awesome. Let's hop down here. Actually, I should cover this up with glass first. Just so no mobs can spawn up on top of these logs and then walk right in. That would not be what we want. Alright, so they're looking good. Let's get out of here, and they should, the excess ones will just dump off into here and run around. Don't really care what happens to them. But these guys should start breeding pretty quickly if we got this working right. So I'm not seeing any hearts around them. Alright, so I think, and again, sometimes they need to take a little bit of time, but let me clear off the top here just to see. Because if they all of a sudden start breeding, as soon as I do this, then it was definitely the leaves that were the problem. about now, guys? Are you guys getting excited now? Nope. Alright, sometimes it takes a bit of time, so I'm going to AFK here just for a little bit and see if anything changes. Alright, so I'm starting to see hearts above these guys again. It's nighttime, so it's sometimes difficult to tell whether they can actually breed or not at night. I know a lot of people say they can't, but I almost feel like I've seen them. And I mean, they're getting lovey-dovey at night, but maybe they just don't produce a child. Anywho, the only thing that I changed was the leaves on top, so it really does lead me to think that leaves can cause problems. These guys don't have a child, but again, I can't really judge yet. So we're going to wait until daytime and find out what happens. Once they breed, I'm going to cover this back up with leaves again, just to confirm that that was the problem. If that's the problem. So I'll see you guys back once the sun arises. Hey, well look at that. So it's still nighttime and they had a baby. So yes, they can breed at night, regardless what I've heard. I thought I already knew that, but it's good to just confirm it. Alright, so they obviously are able to breed in there. And no new doors are added. So let me just throw these leaves back on again, up on top, and just find out if they will continue to do so. And I guess that will confirm if that was the problem, that leaves cannot be used above the house. Wow. So I hopped into creative for a moment just to do a little bit of testing out because it was going so freaking slow in the normal Hermitcraft world. Apparently, unless I'm doing something wrong, it looks like leaves can be used as the roof blocks to complete a house. Because I just got a little baby from that. So most likely that was my problem before, because I had a block there and then a leaf on top. Apparently it's not a fully translucent block. So because of that, it was obstructing things from being considered a house. It would be about the same as if I had 2 blocks everywhere, and you have to have just one so that it's visible to the sun. So it looks like that was our problem. Anyway, let's switch back to Hermitcraft and just get that all fixed up. Oh my god, look at all the Endermen! Oh. Alright, we're taking a quick break real quick, just because we have to repair up a couple of our stuff, and I do not want this bad boy dying on me. Oh, too expensive. Such a pain in the bit. Alright, how much to fix it now? Another 37. Oh my god, that's so expensive. I should stop using that sword. Alright, well, I'm going to repair up that, and yeah, it's my armor, and then we'll head back. Alright, guys, so they're going pretty bonkers now. Everything seems to be working out well. I moved a couple things around, and I actually moved the breeding cell over, and actually made a couple of them, just so, I don't know, I was trying to blend it in a little bit more. I'm going to keep on working on it, and then we'll see how it looks come next time, but it'll probably end up being like a star. I gotta remove out all that dirt. I moved all the track, and we can take out this long ugly thing. But anyway, this is what I've been waiting to do all episode. I want these guys to now be able to safely go live. Whoa, watch out, buddy. Safely go live over in the new houses. Woo! So there they go. Still not sure if these are recognized as legitimate houses. I think they should. I think they should be good. I don't know, we'll see. It takes them a little while to mosey on over. What are you doing? This is my tree house. Get out, get out. So anyway, guys, I think that's gonna about do it on time. This stupid villager loop thing took a bit longer than I was hoping for today's episode, but yeah, I think come next episode we'll start working on possibly some cool semi-auto farms and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll see you soon. As always, comment, like, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please give a big old thumbs up. It does help me get better noticed on YouTube for my Minecraft. And yeah, peace out.